Hello, welcome to Barb R Journey. My journey is about weight loss. I have lost 235 pounds. Woohoo! And I have kept it off for more than 10 years. Woohoo! I want to share my success with you because if I can do it, you can do it as well. When I was born, I weighed 11 pounds, 9 ounces. I was always told as a child I was big boned, I was overweight, and it was just hereditary. This is what I grew up believing. By the time I was 12 years old, I weighed 250 pounds. Yes, I was a very large child. By that time, my parents had already taken me to Weight Watchers. I'd been put on fiber pills, lemonade diet, soup diet, salad diet, Weight Watchers, Lois Root diet, Dr. Bernstein, etc. If there was a diet, I had tried it. I would lose approximately 20 to 30 pounds, and then I would gain approximately 40 to 50 pounds after I stopped. It was like a yo-yo effect. I assumed that this was normal and that this is the way everybody's life was. I would go on a diet in my teens, 20s. I would lose weight, gain weight. It was just constant yo-yo. At the age of 37, my family doctor, weighed me. I was over 350 pounds. So he had to go get a new scale. I went on another new scale and he weighed me. I was 462 pounds. I didn't believe him. I thought, oh, your scale must be wrong. He said, no, my scale's not wrong. I was so mad and so frustrated, I drove directly to the Ministry of Transportation scales, where they weigh the big trucks. I weighed myself and the car on the scale. Then I weighed the car alone. The math showed that I weighed 461 pounds. I was so furious because Dr. Scale said 462 and I was actually 461. I was so furious. I drove to Taco Bell. I purchased 30 to 35 tacos and I sat and I ate them all in the car. Then I went back to the drive-thru and ordered fries and dessert, because I was still hungry, Well, I came home, I told my dad, I said, Dad, I went to the doctor and weighed in. The doctor's scale said I was 462. My dad was just like, what? Then I told my dad that I went to the MTO scale and I was only 461. So this doctor's scale was wrong. My dad just looked at me like, really? You're almost hitting 500 pounds and you're seriously discussing the 1 pound? Really? He said, Barb, give your head a shake. It's a pound. It's not a big deal in the overall. The big picture here is you're almost hitting 500 pounds. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. The next week I went back to the doctor and I asked the doctor if I could get help because I needed help, obviously. I was 462 pounds. He signed me up for the bariatric surgery program. Ton of paperwork, a lot of waiting. I went to the first class. It was the dietitian. She explained to the whole group that we would have to keep a journal for 1 week, only 1 week, and write down exactly what we ate for that whole week. I was like, what the heck are you speaking of? She explained that you had to write down what you ate, what you drank, and you had to measure your food. So, for example, if you had a coffee, you'd have to write coffee with cream and sugar, or coffee with 1 tablespoon of milk and 1 sweetener. Everything that you cooked at home would have to be measured, weighed, and you'd have to say how you cooked it. Like, for example, did you add butter to the vegetables when you were sauteing them? If you went to a restaurant, where did you eat? What did you eat? So after 1 week of review, what I had eaten, I reviewed with the dietitian, and the dietitian saw my McDonald's, which was almost a daily occurrence, a Big Mac combo with supersized fries and supersized drink. She suggested, what happens if I ordered a salad with dressing on the side. I looked at her and said, "You can get that at McDonald's?" Little did I know at the time. So the next week, that's what I did. What I wasn't prepared for, what I wasn't aware of, was when I ate with other people, family and friends, what pressure and what thoughts that they had that came back to me. For example, my friends were on the larger end of the scale, like I was. And when I ordered salad the next week, they said to me, "What are you doing? We always order a Big Mac combo, supersized. Why are you changing it?" And I felt this big. I felt so small because I didn't have the courage to stand up to them and explain to them that I was changing. I told them that I had seen a dietitian and I was making small changes. I just wasn't ready for all of that feelings and emotions that I had to get through. I remember one of my friends who was on the smaller side of the scale. She said, "Barb, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither will your habits be changed in a day." And I thought, that's pretty true. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will my weight loss journey be changed in a day. It is the small steps that have helped me to make the lifestyle changes that I've needed to lose to keep the weight off for over 10 years. Now, something that I have used as a tool is the 50 ways to take a break, the freebie at the bottom of this link. The reason why is because when I've been craving food, or when I've needed to binge eat, or when I really needed that sweet, which I really didn't, but when I needed to get out of the kitchen, I would look at my 50 ways break list, and I would, like, for example, have a bath. Why? Because you don't eat in the bath and there's nothing going on in the bath. So it was very helpful, and it just gave me the break to stop me from eating. I want to share that everybody's weight loss journey is different. Everybody needs to go through it, unfortunately, on their own and with their own path. You have to ask yourself very tough questions and jot them down in a book, because you're going to refer to them throughout your weight loss journey. They're going to change as things change with you. The first question you have to stop and ask yourself in the mirror. Have the conversation with yourself in the mirror. It's so important. Why did you want to lose weight? Well, my reasons: I wanted to lose weight because I was tired of asking for a seatbelt extender when I got onto the airplane. My coworkers never had to ask for a seatbelt extender. Only I had to ask for a seatbelt extender. Second reason was my family doctor asked me a question. Said, next time you're out in public, you look around the public, you look around the crowds, you look around the people in the malls. You see how many old, meaning 90-plus-year-olds that are overweight? Do you see how many senior citizens are overweight walking amongst us? There isn't very many, because if they are, they're usually in a walker or a scooter or a wheelchair. Is that how you want to live your life? And I thought, is he true? And as I looked around, there's not very many senior citizens that are overweight. And I want to live, so I want to lose weight. Third reason was I was in the biggest size clothes that the local store, Pennington's, sold. It was 7X at the time. There were no stores to buy clothes from at any other size. I was at the largest, at 7X. I didn't know what I was going to do next. Was I going to wear a sheet? Was I going to just stay in the house? Was I going to make my own house dresses? What was I going to do? So this is reasons why I wanted to lose weight. Next story I want to share with you guys. You have to remember that there's going to be ups and downs throughout weight loss journey. I was told a story once about golfing and how golfing applies to weight loss. I thought, what? I'm a terrible golfer. I mean, if you want to win a game, you golf against me. I'm like 200 to your like 10 shots. It's brutal. But I compare losing weight to the game of golf. Because, as you're golfing, there's hazards that I always hit. The ponds, the sand traps, the hills, the flat, the straights, the curves. And when I think about it as weight loss, you will find that as you lose weight, you will go up and down. You will go up the hill, down the hill. You will plateau. You will go straight lined. You will hit the hazards. You will hit the birthday party that somebody's throwing for you that has all the pizza and all the chips with it and everything else, and you weren't planning for it in your meal regime. You go out, you didn't account a lot for the calories, for the extras. So you have to make sure that you do not judge yourself when you make a mistake, because you will make mistakes. We all make mistakes. The best you can do is be your own best friend. Listen to yourself. Say, hey, I didn't do the extra exercise to burn them off either. So next time, don't go into a guilt trip with it. Give yourself a big hug in the mirror and say, hey, I'll do better next time. I want to remind you about the freebie at the bottom, because the 50 ways to take a break is so important, and it will sometimes distract you and your friend so that you're not pushing food, you're not eating, you're not in the kitchen, you're doing something else. How I lost my weight? 100 pounds I lost on my own in a year's time. I changed all the small habits that the bariatric program had told me that I needed to change after the fact. I couldn't eat high fat foods. I couldn't eat a lot of the cheeses. I couldn't eat the pastas, that sort of thing. So I started to change, and I started to focus on fruits, vegetables, meat. If it wasn't grown on the farm, I didn't eat it. So I reduced a lot of the processed foods and that sort of thing. I was asked in the hospital, laying on the surgery table, by the nurse if I wanted to continue with my RNY surgery, because I was doing so well losing it on my own. I thought about it for a minute and I said, yes, I definitely want the RNY surgery. I never ever want to go back to be 462 pounds again. Never. And I know that the RNY surgery will change my anatomy so that I can't. I will always have a reminder that I cannot overeat. So after the RNY surgery, there's a brief honeymoon period where I was losing, instead of 10 pounds a month, I was losing 15 to 20 pounds a month. It was a tool that helped me. However, it was only a short time. It was 2 months. Then I went back to losing my regular 2 to 3 pounds per week for my body size. Remember, your weight loss journey is yours alone. I will be here to help and motivate you as best as I can. There are no two people that have the same goals or the same way of doing their weight loss. If you stay focused on your goals and you make the small changes required, and the reason why you want to lose weight, you will reach your weight loss goal in whatever time your body needs in order to hit that goal. Remember, only you and only you can do the weight loss journey. You know what is healthy, i.e. fruits, vegetables, meat, and what is not healthy, potato chips, chocolate, fast food, etc. Rome wasn't built in a day, neither will our weight loss journey be in a day. Stay tuned. Bar Journey. Thank you.